Yo, what's going on, guys? Rygo here from Kite. So this is our last video on our Unhooked Fundamentals playlist, and pretty soon here I'm going to film an intermediate list to follow up on this one. But for this week, we're going to do the back to toeside or the back to revert. So something that I've been pushing on this playlist is all of the advanced moves are combinations of the fundamentals. And this is actually going to be your first combo, and I would still regard it as a fundamental because it's very natural and very easy. And the back to toeside is just a back roll paired with a front side 180. And this is the first progression into the back to wrapped or your first back mob. And while it's a really easy trick, the takeoff is a bit different and there's a few things to think about for the landing. So let's get to it. So the back to revert is one of my favorite tricks because once you learn this one, you're gonna land it every time. And the only prerequisites for this one are the late release, the pop to toeside, and a back roll. So before we move on to the steps for this trick, I do want to mention that if you hope to progress in kiteboarding, you really should master every move on this entire playlist, and I mean practice them, all of them, at least 350 times each. And I'm pushing that point because all of the advanced moves are combinations of the basics. Benito, you're in camera, bud. What are you doing? You should practice every move on this playlist at least 350 times. And I say that to get the point across with all seriousness because you are laying the foundation for your riding moving forward. And these things do take time and a lot of practice. And to make things easier, I've not only made a full written guide for this trick, but I've drafted up a complete beginner's course for unhooked riding basics. So I'm going to link that in the eye icon, and you can follow through and see all the progressions while you're doing all the progressions, and we're going to link everything together from this first playlist. So for step 1, the trick overview, keep your kite low, somewhere between 1 and 11 o'clock. Ride downwind to unhook, and then carve back upwind for a good powerful pop. Remember to keep your arms close, stay locked to the hips, and then keep your toes pointed up. Stay strong throughout the whole body. So for this one, the timing is a little bit different than the regular back roll because you will be using the late release. So as you carve up into the wind and start looking over that front shoulder, you're gonna dig your edge in and carve more into the wind, and you're gonna release later so that you're almost halfway through your roll before you actually come off the water. And as well, the body is going to follow the head on this one, so keep looking over that shoulder. And even faster than the back roll, you're going to spot your landing on this one. And as you feel yourself naturally falling back down, pull the bar hard into your back knee and bring the tail of your board around towards the kite, land flat, and ride downwind at the kite. This is going to be very natural because when you were learning back rolls, chances are you accidentally did this anyway, so now you can just let loose and go with the flow and release that edge much later than you would for the back roll. So you will be about halfway through your roll by the time you come off the water, and as you swing your hips around like a regular back roll, you're going to come around, and again, this is where body position is very important. So you do want to keep your arms close, almost like you never unhooked for this one, and stay tucked. So keep your knees in close, and then swing your hips around, and you can almost imagine there's like a point of contact from your elbow to your knee as you're swinging around, so you can draw a circle with those 2 points just to keep everything connected. And as you come around for this one, it actually helps to split the bar with your backhand rather than your front hand. So you just have a bit of pressure on the front side of the bar to redirect the kite forward. Now, as you're coming down with both hands, pull the bar into your back hip or knee and swing that tail around towards the kite. And it actually really helps take your front hand off the bar on this one so that you open up and land into that toeside landing. So if you can practice these few little cues in your mind and kind of get the point across, when you go to try this trick, it is going to be very natural and easy for you. And just remember to release late, swing around, bring your tail towards the kite, and take your front hand off. And if you can bring those things together, this is going to come together for you very easy. So this is a really exciting trick to learn because now you can start practicing all these fundamental moves and putting them together. So if you do happen to get really comfortable with the back roll to toe side and you're really comfortable with popping to wrap, if you practice both of those tricks, like I said, like 350 times, something like that, they're going to be almost automatic for you. You won't be thinking about them anymore, and you can start working on pairing them together, and there will be a learning period while you're bringing the two moves together. But if you have the muscle memory for the back to toe side, surface passes to wrapped, and popping to wrapped, and riding wrapped, you'll be surprised at how easy you can link the two together and go for your first back to wrapped. And if you put the work in before you know it, you should be able to bring that one around to the back mob. And that's pretty much how progression works. It's just all about repetition of the fundamentals. So that's it for this week, guys, and like I said, I will be filming that intermediate list soon. I had hoped on going to Portugal to film that one, but it looks like I may not be able to get into Europe for a while, so there's a good chance I'm going to film this one in my home spot. It's going to be a bit colder, but if we do that, it'll be kind of cool just to show where I live and where I ride and where the Matt Kite crew has been riding for years. And if you guys found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time, this has been Ryga.